Well, hello, budget dolls. I'm Margot, and welcome to Budgets Untamed. Now, my desk is very messy, but like I said before, if I try to start pretty, sometimes I just don't start because I have to clean up behind myself before I make the video, and I try to make it all perfect. But I think it's better if I just talk to you guys and go through my video with the thoughts that I have in mind in the moment versus trying to make it perfect. It always works out better for me in the end. I think I will come back to it if I have to. Okay, so I need to sharpen my pencil because we have lots to do. I've done a lot, you guys. So you can see how much I've done. Look at my eraser. This is because I was erasing the wall. I mean, I have just been through it. So I'm going to change that out. My video has to have a nice new eraser today. Okay, so let me explain just a little bit of where I've been, what I've been doing. Oh my goodness, it's so much. My job just captures me, and for like a whole week will go by and I'll just be in the job. I can't step away from it. And sometimes I have long days, and when I come home, the last thing I want to do is look at my budget or make a video. So this time what I've been doing is oh my goodness, I almost thought my car moved for a minute, but no, I'm sorry, that's where it belongs. What I was going to say is I have been working with ChatGPT on making some changes and decorating my craft room. And I have gotten some brilliant ideas. So that's where I've been. Every day when I come home from work, when I have the energy, I have been working on that. And that's why I haven't been making videos. But I'm going to upload all that and show it to you. But a lot has changed. Okay, let me say that. What has changed is my credit card debt. Now, the reason I am in a great mood today is because I also had some issues with my taxes that I was telling you about. That's why it is front and center on my debt payment plan. It's front and center, and I never had a number there. And the reason is because I didn't know how much that debt was going to be. I finally got it down to knowing exactly how much that debt is going to be. And when I tell you guys that story, it's going to be so hard to believe. Okay, that debt is going to be $8,000. And you know what? It looks like I need a black marker that I was using before. $8,000. Wow, that's a big number. Okay, so not only has that changed, these numbers are going to change. And the reason they're going to change is because I have transferred some balances. I got a new card, paid off another card. So these are going to change. All that has happened in like a month or so. Like it really didn't take that long. But I was able to transfer some balances and get away from a high interest rate to a 0 interest rate. That one I'm going to have to tackle quickly because I have until August of 26 with that 0% interest. So I'm going to pay off the debt that I put on there and then transfer some more debt to it to keep it at that 0 interest as long as I can through through August. So I'm not going to, that's going to be the first and foremost that I'm going to pay attention to. Okay, so that is enough about credit card debt. I'm going to put together a video to show you exactly, everything that I owe, and I'm going to change this because it does need to be changed. I'm not going to write on this one or do anything to this one, discard it, because I like where I've come from. So I'm going to keep this one going as well. Okay, so what I have done is printed out a brand new one. And I'm just going to take a moment one day after work to change this out and go through it with you guys. But I really don't have enough time to do that today, just because I do have to get to work a little later, and I got up early to do this with you guys. So what I want to do is my expense planning for today, and just to see where we are. Okay, so we are on August 1st paycheck. And here we are with August. You got this, and you do. So there's my social media calendar that I filled in, that I put in, but I haven't filled in. And so I'm just going to, yeah, I think I'll just leave that there. And we're going to work on our expenses and my cash planning. Okay, and this one can go here. Now, I don't like to start out with the dollar amount because I guess I could if I was, you know, that person that plans before the video, but that just doesn't work for me right now, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do my expenses, plan those out, and then I'm going to plan out my cash as well. Okay, so as far as expenses are concerned, my streaming is going to have to change because I'm going to make it $50 instead, because I've added a few things. AT&T 187. Taxes is going to change. That $50 is going to stay there, but then my tax bill is going to be about, let's say $350, because I'm not exactly sure, but I think that's about right. So it's going to be about $175. So that's $225. Yeah, $225 instead of $50. Okay, and then Pepco, I owe $134. So with Pepco, I'm gonna pay. Let me see. I think I should just do the credit card bills in the beginning of the month. Yeah, because I have a lot going on toward the middle of the month. Okay, so for the credit card bills, I just had my little sticky note with everything on it. What did I do with that? Okay, so for my credit card bills, $72. And the 10th of the month, now I owe $2 for that time frame. So it's going to be $272. So let's say $275 for that. And then gas will be $80. Okay. Let's do that. Okay, so let me see what that total is going to be. $702. So that one I can make it $75, and then this would be $705. Okay, so let's total. Okay, wait, I don't like that. Okay, let's do 50 75, 275. Okay, so that's 705. So that was correct. So that total there is 705. Okay. Now let's move down to groceries, 175, eats and drinks 50, low 20. Giving 5, so we're back to giving 5. Tags and registration, none. Buffer, let's see where we are. Now if I was smart, like happy to plan with Desiree, I would have all that already figured out, but I'm not that smart, so let's keep doing it this way. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 85. So that's $85. I want to give this 15. Merry Christmas. They give them, let me see, I gotta figure out what I'm going to do for everybody. I haven't even figured that out yet. So I don't even know how much I need. I'm just winging it. 10, 20, 35, 45, 55, 65. That's 65. So I think I want to give Merry Christmas 65. I'm gonna give Merry Christmas 10, and we're gonna make that 75. And then let's see what Harvest has. I should be very close with Harvest, almost the same. 10, 20, 35, 45, 55, 60. So I'm gonna give Harvest 10 because, nah, let's just give it 5. And the reason is because I don't need as much. So I'm gonna give it 5, and I gotta stop thinking that it has to be the same as Christmas because it doesn't. My birthday, okay, nothing because I haven't done anything with that yet. My birthday. Okay, now let's go to Black Friday. 10, 20, 30, 45, 55, 60, and 5. Okay, 65 for Black Friday. So let's give it a 10. So I'll be at 75 for that. That's good. Okay. And then what are we doing for low? Anything? Low is going to get a 10. Okay? All right, so that's enough of that. Now let me see where that puts me before I do anything with the snowball. Excuse me. Okay, that makes it 705. Okay, that's for expenses, it's 705. And then I've got groceries, eats and drinks, low, $15, $10, $5, and $10. Okay, so that equals $275. And I'm not going to giving anything right now. Okay, so that's $275. So we're going to take $275 plus $705. And that total, grand total, is $980. Okay, so the grand total is $980. So $1,220. Okay, so that leaves me with $320. Okay, that leaves me with $320 after all the bills are paid. 320. That $320 is going to be split up between my my personal savings and my savings challenges. So I think hmm 320. I'm going to need a buffer, and that buffer is not this buffer, it's a different buffer. $20 would be the buffer to use just in case something happens and I don't have to go. Okay, so I'm going to do a cash buffer. A cash buffer of $20. So that will take me down to 300, and that 300 will go here for my, so let's do this, 300. Okay, and then I'm going to have to figure out what my savings challenges, which savings challenges I'm going to do, because I am bringing those back. I can't wait to bring them back. I'm excited about it because it's been a while. Okay, so let me transfer this here. I'm going to have to change this because I always have cash planning and expenses on one paper, but I want them separated. So I'm going to do that here. Groceries, $175. Eats and drinks, $50. Spending, that's where that $20 buffer is going to go. Low is getting 10. Giving is getting nothing. Tags and registration, nothing. Buffer is getting 15. Merry Christmas is getting 10. Harvest is getting 5. July is getting nothing. Black Friday is getting 10. The snowball is getting 300, and that's between the snowball and the savings challenges, or my savings snowball. Which one? Let's put it here. Okay? And then that way we can figure out how to divvy it up between those. Okay, and here for taxes is going to be $275. All right, so now let's make sure that number is the same. Okay, there's something wrong. Oh, that's just, oh, wait a minute, that's just my cash plan. Okay, so this comes out. Oh, wait a minute, stay in there. Okay, let me see, let me try this one more time. Plus 50, plus 20, plus 10, plus 15. Okay, that's why, because the taxes don't go here. That's why. I was adding that into the cash plan. Okay, and then that equals 295 plus the 300. Now, why is it 295 and not 275? Oh, that's the $20, the buffer. Okay, so that's 295 plus the 300. 595. 1300. Okay, that's right. So over here, I would like 8 20s, a 10 and a 5. I need 150. I need one. Let's do spending in 2 10s. Low 110. Giving nothing. Tags nothing. So what's next is buffer is 15. It's going to be a 10 and a 5. Merry Christmas is a 10. Harvest is a 5. Black Friday is a 10. And then the savings snowball. That's what I'm going to have to figure out how I want to do it. Okay, I need some change. Minus, do I want 8 20s or 5? Let's do 5 20s. That's 300 minus 100. So I have 200 left. So I'm going to do 10 tens. And then 10 fives will make it 50. And then the rest, no, let's do more than that in fives. So let's make it, let's do 15. And then the rest will be in okay. And then the rest will be ones. Okay, so let's do that. All right, so here we are with the okay, so that totals 300 there. All right, so over here I have 10, 10, I'm sorry, 5. That should be a 5. I'll change this format. This is crazy. $10, 15, 10, 20, 50, 175. All right. I changed the format. I like the format, but today was the first day that I used it, so I'm going to have to get used to that. Okay, so I've got 175 plus 50 plus 20 plus 10, 15, 10, 5, 10, and 300, 595. So my grand total is going to be 595 in cash. So my cash planning is going to be 595, and that's for August paycheck 1. So we're just going to do August 1st there so I can know what I'm doing. Okay, and so for my expenses, I have to transfer $980 over so that my bills can be paid on time. And I think I will do that right now before I go to work. And that way I don't have to worry about it. Okay, so that was a lot. So let's just talk a little briefly about what I'm doing in my craft room. So what I am doing in my craft room is changing the closet and trying to convert it into like a little storage area, a little command center for my budgeting and my bills and everything. What are you doing, girl? For my budgeting and my bills, and to keep my craft room overall neater. And see, what I'm doing is crazy stuff right here. Let me see. Yeah, so this has to go. I'll remember that next time. You see what I mean? Like if I stopped to fix all this first, nothing would get done. I promise you. This is so much easier. So, there we go. Now that looks a lot better and it makes more sense. My craft room, let's get back to it. So what I'm doing in my craft room is just changing things around so that I am utilizing my space better. And I'm doing that with ChatGPT, and ChatGPT is telling me exactly what to do in my craft space to be able to utilize everything. And it's working. And it is working. This isn't working, however, so we're just going to save this one. As long as my numbers are right, that's all I care about today. And I will work on the dimensions of my paper in a bit, but right now I'm not. Yeah, so my craft room it's getting there. There's nothing worse than paper clutter and having little stacks of paper here and there. And that's what I'm working on to get rid of. And I'm doing a great job. I went to IKEA and I was able to purchase some bookcases and some things that I need. Now, I've been on a journey because, of course, they had the 2 bookcases that I bought. They're a little smaller than I imagined them to be, but they're perfect for the closet. So I just put them in there, and I took everything out of the closet and I put those in there, and I'm just going to kind of make some sort of a command center in there because I need it. And on the other side of the closet, I put up my pegboard. So the pegboard was such a journey because I went to Chat GPT and I was like, I don't know how to put up this pegboard. How do I put up a pegboard? And ChatGPT was like, okay, this is what you need, and actually laid out everything that I needed. Well, I said, okay, well, let me show you what I already have. So I took pictures of screws and tools and the pegboard that I already had. And ChatGPT laid out everything. ChatGPT was like, this is what you're showing me. And actually gave me the correct name, the tool, how it's used, everything that I laid out on that table. He told me exactly what to do and how to do it and what to use those tools for. And then I would take a picture of something else and show him, you won't need that for this project. Save it for the next project. Like, it told me exactly what I needed. So then I said, I'm going to have to go to the store just because I don't have all the screws that you mentioned. Okay, here's your shopping list from when you get to the store. Ask one of the associates for this, and then it would show me the picture of it and put the dimensions on it. Yes, ma'am. That's what ChatGPT did for me. I went to the store with my little paper, my little purse, and I went right up to the hardware counter and I said, I need an 1/8 inch screw, and I'm going to need 20 of them. And I also need 20 washers, 1/4 of an inch. And the man was looking at me like, how do you know exactly what you need? And I said, I just do. So he said, well, what project are you working on? I said, I'm hanging my pegboard. And he was like, oh, he was just looking at me like, how do you know that? So probably because I had on a cool black dress with my Crocs and my glittery bag. And he probably was looking at me like, how do you know all those things? Because I had ChatGPT in my pocket. That's how I know. So then I had to get spacers and all of this stuff. So I got it home and I laid it out on the table. And ChatGPT was like, perfect. You did everything right. Now let's continue with this project when you're ready. And I was like, I'm ready. So it actually showed me how to put it on the wall, how to measure the wall, everything. And I was able to put up my pegboard. Now, I was so excited. Now you see why I'm not making the video. And then at one point, I had my phone up to make the video and never even turned it on. So I was like, you know what? I don't need a video. I just need my whole brain to be into what I'm doing right now and just to be able to pay attention to what I'm doing because I'd never done those things before. So I was able to get it done. I will insert a picture of what my progress so far and what I want it to look like in the end. And my office is coming together so well. There's nothing worse than that paper clutter, and I'm on a journey to get rid of mine. Anyway, you guys go ahead and insert in the comments any projects that you're working on this summer or what you would like to get done. My craft room is on my bucket list, and I'm just enjoying being in here and fixing things and changing things. So I'm really enjoying that right now. We'll talk soon, dolls. Bye-bye.